Should we start? What color am I painting now? I'm painting a blue and a little bit of red. Am I what? Hold on a second. Am I using the yellow? No, I'm not using the yellow. I swear to you, I wouldn't paint yellow. I don't like yellow. It's like the cat pissing on my head. It's like the golden shower. Yellow's like golden, eh? Oh, my shit. I have to put the yellow where it belongs. Everybody knows the best place to put yellow. When you hang up yellow, you can hang up yellow, you know. It's right here. I just hang it up like that. There you go. I got yellow. I got toilet paper at the same time. Where yellow goes. Sometimes I sweep and dry, or sweep and wipe, I mean. Anyways, listen. I'm going to the movies. I won't be home. What? Mary? Mary doesn't talk very loud. But Mary has this very funny smell. Here's Mary. Mary's not here. She can't see her anyways. She's too small. No, Mary's not here at all. You're telling me she's here? Oh, how would you know? You're upstairs. Look. Oh, Mary came upstairs to you. How did Mary do that? I'm smoking the damn thing? Well, yeah, I'm a mad man, mad, damn, beaver, over, under, in the water and out of the water? Of the three worlds within one person? Well, where is that thinker? Inside the water to cool it down. Just like in Lake Mead, it's inside of here. You're sweating bullets. What is a representative of a bullet? Besides the nipples they sometimes call bullets, you're sweating profusely. So where does profusus or whatever that word comes from? Wherever anything is, are we above the water? You're telling me about Mary again? Even if I went underwater to smoke this, would not the smoke come above the water? Can the smoke go through the water? Because if it can't come through the water, then the smoke could be caught in the water. So why don't we smoke everything into water, all our cars into some kind of water thing, that when it comes out of the water, the only thing you got is bad water. But no, you don't have bad water, because then you have coal. You put coal in it, and I know one of the salts. And then all of a sudden, what was smoke is just back to the way it began, and probably quicker than you think. Not like the chemtrails that come around and stand in the air. You breathe in those chemtrails. Look at that. I'm Jewish. They gave me a big one. You want to see what I'm trying to figure out? Is how big is it? If we had to go 3 levels, 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3, which is the size of the American width of the football field, I think of 53 and 1/3, because it's 1/3 of 19, and 2/3 of 19 and 19, which is 38, and 19, which is 57. 57 is 28 and 29. It creates a diamond on the gematria tree. When you go out to the roulette table and you look at the board, hey, 28, you're right next to 29. 29, 26 is below, and he is on the right-hand angle to who I am. If we connect those three, we create a triangle with 28, 26, and 29. So I'm going to have to draw you that triangle now. Since I showed it up over here, here it is, okay, this, and this, and this is 26, this is 29, this is 28. This is what the roulette table does to these numbers, okay? I was talking, we're going down the tracks before. Venus, wouldn't that be a Venus world? The ace lives in the Venus world, because Venus lives in between everything. Venus splits and lives in between, right? The Venus world. At the V is for life. The point, because you get 2 worlds. I wish I can explain it. These are your toes. Here's a card. Here's the image on this card. Here's the image. When you cut this card, you cut it this way. You see the way it looks like a jack? Both cards become jacks. You become this half and then this half. They both split. The reason why they might not go directly in the center, because the center over here, if you were going in a square, okay, like on your phone, you would have to put your numbers until here, and this would go 10, 11, 12 on the card. Okay, you'd have numbers here, you have number in the 6 area, and that's it. That's your square. But they moved it up. They showed you 2 more areas within the other cards. But we're not talking about. In the water, the beaver in the water. Well, I don't even know how to explain it. In the water. I wish I knew myself, but I definitely know. Once you breathe, so the computer is in the water. Your body parts are lubricated in the water. Your body is cooled and warmed within the water. It's the steam engine of the food you eat that turns it into energy that fires up the light. If you take away your life, there's no more light. But it's within we feed the light with the air we breathe, which brings in the spirit. Well, if you stop breathing, you're dead. So I guess spirit can't come in. Spirit will go, okay, no one home. I'm leaving. Spirit never leaves for every breath you take. So in this here, this becomes Ison, and this becomes the dog pound where man is. Man, if he was living anywhere, there's the open corner. The open corner. I call this angle 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, which makes your 18. And there's other things I can say about that if I was there right now. What's this angle? 1125? What's these angles? I need to know a few angles for some reason. Why is the heart on the left-hand side of the body? Can this be one of the reasons? Do I have to look at do I have to look at these to find out? Well, maybe your rib cage is electronic on one side of the body. If you look at it like this, if you say tail, okay, you think right away of a truck and tail lights. If you think of heart, the first letter is H, saying the initial of the two worlds, 4 and 4, or C, because it's C and an H. It's two C's or a C and an N that create the H. If you turn it sideways, those two C's that are sitting down on the ground create the I. It becomes an ICC. Why? Because if you look at it individually, if you look at the lines, it's the I. But the cutout of the line creates a C on both sides. As well, when it's standing up, it creates the H. So you're creating those two. Let me look. So I said heart, because heart, the H says head, the T says tail. In between is E, A, and R. If you take out heads and tails, the ear is in between. The ear, everybody thinks of these ears, but the ear of the corn is your body, is your pie. Is it just a pie of your head, making like a Venus, like the shape of the cat's eye? The shape of the cat's eye? Look at the eyes going this way. The cat's eyes go this way. Which is the Venus eye, this way or this way? Beta Venus, female, is the lovey. Why? Because when you say the word Venus, okay, L-O between it says low, okay, and then V-E, which will say love. It'll be the completion of where the small love is, and it's between your legs, okay? So what is the love between your eyes? Could it be a male type of love because it's more like two balls rather than a V and a uterus? It's all questionable. Yes, you were talking about, I forget your name, I'm really sorry, see the truth. You were talking about that heart being on one side of the body. Well, the heart is being on the one side of the body, I'm assuming, okay, that, and you said the left. So if I look at the board, it shows left is Mars. But if I turn around, my left, if I turn around and the numbers are not facing me and I turn them this way, okay, this is my left side, and that's where Saturn is. Saturn might be your bones. Saturn might be your bones. Earth, okay, Earth, the spirit of 76 is the water of the Earth, of the Mars, and the Earth water, the blue planet of water, the ice, the cold planet of Earth, which only exists in Canada, but nowhere else actually. Although there's others in the Galactica nation. The reason our heart is on the left-hand side would be on the upper part would say Earth and Saturn. Earth has the pumping stations. Why? Because here in Quebec we have all that hydro and electric. So your electrical body and everything is put on one side of the body or the other. Now what's on the other side of the body where the heart is not, I do not know. But it's the reverse world, the same way as they show these cards upside down from each other. See the way? You see this little thing inside of here? I've seen this animal before, and this looks like a beak with 6 eyes. 1 eye only. The heart is on one side of the body. If you take a look at the heart, okay, I'm going to show you something about the heart and one side of the body. Maybe we can adjust. Where let me see this. Here. You ever see that? It's like a cane. Could be like a jack. Hey? If I designed it a little bit shorter, I can make it look like a 4. If I just put an arm up over here, it'll be a 4. 4 extended. When you extend the 4 all the way down to the 3rd level, becomes the jack. So anyways, this is part of your R, and it's actually the R letter. And it's a candy cane. And you put 2 candy canes together, you have the R. But they're connected by the clavicle. So if you take a look, the connection of the clavicle, it actually looks like 2 separated people looking at each other with only a mouth and sunglasses on. See what they look like? 2 people talking to each other. Here's their little tail between the 2. It almost looks 3D. Now when you take this one step closer, that line of energy comes from up here. The stem is the nose that fits to the core. The processor. We still have the body. Now what you want to do is you want to reflect. You want to reflect your life. You want to reflect everything that's on you, because in the opposite world, it's got to be like the left side of your body. One side of your body, you come in soul, but your real life, okay, comes from the angelic world, not from this world. So you take this and you're going to make a heart again, but upside down, you see? Hold on. Hold on. Let's use something that'll help you see a little bit better. Okay? So you take it from here, and you go there. And then you take another one, and you go there. Now I just put 2 hearts down. Okay? Now I'm going to show you just by writing over the other heart. You got 88. 2 people smiling. The Jack of Spades and the Jack of Hearts. Because the Jack has the spade with 1 eye and the heart has 1 eye. 2 of them standing there. So, they're like 2 cats. Smiling, stuck together at the belly button. But if you look at these 2 eyes and look very carefully, it looks like one person with a fat ass with no legs. This is the beak over here. And this is the whiskers that this one bird has. See the one bird with the whiskers? And this is what they have, 88. Inside, when you split the 88, this is your delta sandbox, okay? This is the prism that it is in. They must turn like this. There must be something coming through the throat as light in from here, like something that turns, okay? This, something that turns within the center over here. This is your 8. This would be your sandbox. Okay? At the same time, this is actually your neck right down to your heart. Now, where do you put your heart? Here's delta. Here's how delta splits. Delta Mars, delta Venus Saturn. The D points there, the D points here. When the D extends down to here, it becomes a P, the one spirit of light of 6, because that's what it becomes. And it also adds to it the number 135, which says ace. Counting from 1 to 16 in the cards equal to 613. Counting 1 to Q equals to 153, 1 to 17. 1 to 16 is 136, which is the creation of the one angle spirit, which is also part of the piano, which is part of the football scoring, and etc. Here's your 88 from the 36 keys of the piano in here, because you are one of 2 parts. And if you're the left part, you have to look at the eyes of the cards to determine whether you're the left side or the right side. Which part is Saturn, which is not? Well, Saturn, like I said, Saturn has 3 areas of 2, which make man 6. And one of the areas of 2 to make man 6 of his arteries, or Aurea T, whatever it is, has to be on the Saturn side, because Saturn is 3 times 2, 6. Mars is only 2 times 2. Mars only gets to be the sandbox. But in order to have the sandbox in the body to be supported by the pi, which is a corn on the cob, which is also called, the corn on the cob is called, what do you call it? What do you call the corn on the cob? And P. They call it an epi, an epic. They call it an epi, which means this is the corn cob. The die of a dice, okay, could mean the die of a color. 4, 9, 5. 4 and 9 is 13 and 5 is 18. This is the 3 worlds. 7, 7, and 7 coming out of the die. The expression is the 4 worlds of Mars, the D, the 2 sides where the heart is. Now, C-Truth, you'd said something about die, another word to do with die, or another word for P, or an epic, because the epic is this, and this is the Venus world. Our body sideways looks like this. Comes from our neck and goes all the way. Not from the sides, okay, but from the front to the back we look like this. Otherwise we look like a heart. So now we looked why the heart might be on that side, because it has to do with Saturn, okay. The thing is, if we were facing it, that would mean, if I was facing it nose to nose, which is the situation? Okay, I'd have to look at my cards again, which one it would be, nose to nose. But you have to remember that I'm assuming that all electric comes out of Jupiter. All electric comes out of Earth, okay, and Jupiter. Okay, the divided electric of AC/DC, 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, will equal to 3 and 4, Earth and Mars, the prism that reads the sandbox. So if I'm facing the numbers like this, okay, Mars would be to the left, but in the center would be Jupiter. But Jupiter is big. Jupiter is very big. We need a place to where number 1 can come in and beat. And all of a sudden, our heart has a name. It's called Mercury. And it runs both planets under the moons of Earth and Mars. Because Mercury is 103. JC, Jesus Christ, 103. When you add Earth and Mars together, it's 103. Jesus Christ. When you multiply and add the AD, AC/DC, 1 and 3, Earth and Mercury, comes to 3 and 4, which is Earth and the sandbox of Mars, where the minds meet. Or there's the sandbox of Mars actually where the heart is. And I've been misunderstanding which part of our brain is the totality of part Mars and part Saturn, which would be 2 of 2. So irregardless of where I went right now with this, there is a discrepancy here, I realize myself. But what I did say is actually right. So because Jupiter is the body with the electrics, and Delta is the first one that hooks up to her. Delta is the first one that hits the electronics and has created AC/DC into delta, alpha, beta, gamma. So the actual recorder must be Mars, must be your, at least minimum to your heart, where Saturn, Neptune is your skull because it holds all the water. Inside the grays of Saturn is Neptune. Well, I know where all the planets, so that's for sure. Okay? And 1 is red. Okay, does red mean it works, or it's a minus? Because the heart is a minus, because you need it to work. If you take it away, you don't work at all. All these red ones, 1, 3, 7, 9. So we thought about that, and our heart is on one side because that Mars is on that side. And Mars is right away. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 2. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 is 3 and 2, equals to 5. So 1 and 2 go over 4, equaling to 5. That means Mars is the circle and the sandbox on the outside. Why do I say that? Because the only way to get number 4 is to get number 4 with number 3. And then you need number 1 inside number 4 to be number 5 to transmit her electricity. Because 4 are the 4 corners, equal to 0. When you have the 1 inside, her 0 and that 1 make 10. Because it's in the 3 worlds of creation, it's 30. Plus it's the 5 area and the 1 dot. There's 5 more. The 5 area and the 1 dot creates a 6 on this dice. This is 6. All the outside here average is 5. 1, 3, 7, 9. But this one in here is 6. So when you have 1, 3, 7, 9, 20 plus 6 is 26. You're in the dog pound, my friend. 26, 62, 6 times 2. The 1 key. And the 1 in 7, the 1 in 7 has to do with 666, the 3 worlds. Oh, and I'm so sure, because I just did it. And again, the corn on the cob and the pie, something you said, see truth. I want to finish with your stuff anyways. The North Pole, the bridge. The bridge, I'm assuming this might be the bridge, that they bridge something between our mind. And this is the boiler. Both run off the same boiler. This is the left boiler. This boiler, it doesn't matter where it is, it comes down to the nose. The liberty of the thought. Love, the word love. Here's the funny thing about the word love. Okay. 12. 27 is red. 22 is Venus, Venus. Okay, Venus up, Venus down. When Venus is down, it looks like an N. When Venus is up, it looks like a V. So you have VN, but it doesn't matter when it's down and when it's up. Sometimes I just think, you know what? Let's say down is all in Roman numerals. So 1 is down 5, 1 is up 22. And in the word love, you have both 5 and 22, both V letters, 2 parts of Venus. 5 by 3, and 1, 4, and 7 on the left side of your phone for the Spirit Connect of the Mars Sandbox, the 2 ends of Uranus, your head and your tail, the initials, okay, heads and tails, the initials to the word heart. The ear, yes, the ear, that's what it is. It's an ear of corn, is what you spoke. You were talking about the ears or the ears of corn. And then, is there a juncture between this side and this side, shaping like a big eye inside our heads? So I'm just thinking the epi, okay, of life. So there's your heart, there's your 9, here's your 9, 2 9s kissing each other, making to a heart, E and E, graces to the 11 worlds. You run down the road. Again, to bridge hand, to play bridge, my mother is very good at it. The D, G, and E, okay, which is 7, 4, and E, instead of saying dog, God, and God, instead of saying God, okay, it's a bridge, it's the ride, it's the ridge, okay, and I'm assuming it's the ridges and the chips, that once they put them on the ridges, okay, they don't lift, they get stuck in the ridges so they don't move. Or a ridge can be something to do with the ridge of a building, or the ocean makes ridges. As the wind blows and it makes waves, it'll make ridges on the waves. There'll be a ridge on every wave. So that would be something to do connected to the water. But DGE at the end of bridge, okay, becomes 2, 9, 9, 4, 7, 5. It begins with 2 and ends with 5. B and E, breaking and entering, because you're in the communication center between Venus, okay, which is the AC-DC connect. Why? Because the B design is made with a 1 and 3 coming together, showing you only one world. In English language, the B is to the right. So you're assuming, you're seeing, when we look at our letters, we have to assume we're sideways. Okay? Why do I have to assume I'm sideways? Because the B only shows me one side, and the Jack of Hearts only has one eye. So the R is face walking this way. The letters are walking this way. 9, 9, Jupiter. The bride. Take away the G, you have the bride. The bridge is the bride. The bridle of a horse. Connecting 2 sides. Connecting 2 sides. Maybe connecting 2 sides. 2 different feet. Connecting to 1 waist. To 1 light. 2 feet that work, that create the light. Up the 6-pack. 2, 4, 6. Up the backbone, right to the head as he sits on the ground. Can't do anything. Look like the same feet. He looks like a duck. Can't do anything until he gets ahead. But they show you the bottom of his heel. And they say he's in the dog pound for the heel of the dog, number 62. 62, 26, 88. 62062 equals 4,774 years, 13 moons multiple equals 62062, in which number 47 comes from death and life, comes from the number of time. It reverses to 74 for the center of the geometrical tree, which is 24 times 74 is 1776. And you have 74 times 3 times 8. Number 3 and 8 is 24, and 11 is 35, which is equal to 5775 inside the 1010 world. Okay? When you have 47, you'll have 5 times 7. 5 plus 7 equals 35, and 12 equals to your 47. That's for time. And that's this year that we've run into. Again, the bridge brings the electronic world of D. 7 and 5 is the year we're in right now. 4-7 is the time. 7-5 is the area, the energy of the General Electric, the light that comes up our spinal cord. I'm assuming that's where it is. 9 is who we are. 9 is the 3 worlds of 666 from Venus. We are coming to the bridge this year is what I see in this. The North Pole, there's some kind of machine, electronic, underneath the water. We need to keep these things cold. We need to keep them very cold. Okay? 91 is the word for spirit. It's 13 times 7, 13 cards times 7 inside the deck of cards will give you 91 points, counting from ace all the way to 13M. Soul is number 67, also the spirit is 76, and it stands for Earth and Mars in a single count of 52 and 40 and 52 and 51. Christ is number 77, 7 of 2 worlds, also equaling to 49. 49 stands for the green, and 49 stands for 8. 2 worlds of green. Green is the algae. One is from under the water and one is in our head, the real water. Something to do with the gray gates. Then the cube, the wreath. Where is Jesus Christ? Jesus Christ is right here. He's number 74. 7 times 4 is 28. He's the Einstein theory. 7 plus 4 is 11 equals 39 equals Einstein, which equals 59, 59, 0, which is E-I-E-I-O, and the French say it the other way. So they're on the opposite side of the world of Jesus Christ. Now at the same time, why do we put the wreath for Christmas? Where do we actually get the 7 and 4 from? How do we get the 7? The one spirit light that ignites within us, this one, is the only way to get the 7, only with the light. Okay? So if that's Jesus is the ring, then he is the ring that goes around here that lights up all the burners. Imagine if it went around this way and then went down this way, and then you had a band from one end to the other end, just like that Ghostbusters don't come in. Symbols, abbreviations. Apples starts with an A, ends with an E. Orange starts with an O, ends with an E, and the fruit gives you a color. Blueberries. Well, no idea what a berry is, because usually when you bury someone, you put them underground, but these grow over ground and they grow on vines. They call them blue, and they're pretty much blue. Banana. Why don't they call it a curve? You want to get that fruit for me? Which one? The one with a curve. Okay, a yellow curve. Why call it a banana? Because it's the beta world on the cross. A-N-N, Anna, Anna. Anna, Anna. Anna, David, and Lucas. Look at the commercials from this year and last year. Anna, David, and Lucas. N-A, 1414, 144. It's calling of Abraham. See the difference? They're not the same. They're not the same. I wish I can bend them. Let's see, can I open it up? See see how high it is here? It's not here. So you have 1 world, 2 worlds. Now there's hold on a second. On the other cards there's a world here and a world here, but they'll overlap on this world. And this world, there's a world here and a world here, and they'll overlap on this world. Okay? So that means these 2 worlds are already plugged into a lower world because they overlap, which means they can be under us at the same time, only because these underlap. And what's missing here? This is an 8, but there's 5 missing. Here, 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 and here. 5, 2, 4, 5. That would be 13. 1 here is 14, 1 here is 15. That's all we can do. There's no more space. We filled up the whole card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 2, 3. 5 by 3. Number 53, how the piano connects. Anyways, what else was there? You spoke about dye, you spoke about the corn on the cob, in which also you have to remind yourself that turkey, okay, is corn, as saying bledaind in French, you're saying turkey and wheat at the same time, mentioning wheat as wheat for heat, wheat for the bakeries, wheat is number 8, also for oysters, something to do in the sex organs. So can it be possible that there's 2 and 2, with 2 here, these two here, these 2 here, these 2 here, 1, 2, 3. Your head completely, all alone, might be 9 in all itself. And then the rest of you just might be the body. This might be your whole mechanism for your computer up here. And that's why we have all the water, because we got to keep everything cool. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Yeah, you had the mask. The reason, yes, see truth. You had that mask, right? Check to see what the angle of that nose is. It's going to show up somewhere in your numbers. And don't worry if sometimes we're not exact. Some areas aren't made to be exact. If I say between 4 and 6, if I say between 5 and 7, 6 is the exact. So as long as you're on one side or the other side of 6 and before the other 2 numbers, that's all we need. The heart being on one side, yes, we spoke about that. Because when we're building ourselves, 1 times 2 times 3 is 6. But 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. They're both 6 in 6 worlds, both in the multiplication and in the adding. But when you add the 4 to it, it gives you your 3 worlds. Why? I just thought of that. 1 times 2 times 3 equals 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. Same thing. Now, so you have 6 in 6 worlds. Now when you add 6 plus 4 equals to 10, and then you go 6 times 4 equals to 24. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. That's your Roman numeral 10. That's when it all starts when Mars makes 10, okay, when it adds 4, it's actually took that 4 and created your Saturn number. Your Saturn, your Mars made the 10. It's also J and X in Roman numerals. And if you look very carefully at the $1 bill of the US, there will be a letter J on the left. At the same time, when you multiply Mars times 4, 1, 2, 3 equals 6, 1, 2, 3 equals 6. Now you multiplied. Here you added it, here you multiplied it. The number we used is 4. The number from here was the added 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. 4 times 6 is 24. In this language, in our world, 24th letter is X. You add them together. You add them together, 34. It says 1. O-N-E. And 1 shows Neo. Neo Anderson. Neo Anderson. Hold on, my phone. Hello? Oh, you're there? Okay, I'm coming out. Bye. Okay, so I have to go, right? So I just want to show you how the beginning of the numbers of creation of these numbers, okay, will create 7 and 12 from 3 times 4, 3 plus 4, the total of the 2. They create both X's, okay, and there's another letter that creates an X. The letter S, E-S, is 5 plus 19 equals 24 inside the sound. This says number 1, this says Earth and Mars, the sandbox of Mars, the prism of Earth, and the 19, and Anderson says DNA Delson, their son. I son, their son, Delta Electronic Angel Anderson, DNA A and D. Raphael 7286 in constellation of Pegasus. I'm going to the movies. Bye.